Hey, everybody. In today's episode, I have not a clue what we talked about. It was myself and Ben and Stevie Buckets. We had a topic, but you know me, my ADD, for whatever reason, today really kicked in high gear, and I took us in a few different directions. We talked about Gettysburg, and we talked about Nikki Sixx and him celebrating 23 years of continuous sobriety, and we talked about the most recent internet sensation, you'll see in the episode. So I apologize for this. We really did enjoy the conversation. It's lighthearted. It's fun. We laughed, and hopefully you can get some giggles out of this. It's always fun when Stevie Buckets is on here. So if you have any questions, you can always email us, info@realrecoverytalk.com. Enjoy the show. Here we are, Real Recovery Talk. I am your host, Tom Conrad. In today's episode, we've got Benjamin B.
What's happening?
And we've got Stevie Buckets.
Glad to be here.
How you doing, Steve?
Dropping nuggets
That was good.
of knowledge.
Yeah, Stevie.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was thinking like chicken nuggets.
Okay, I say Stevie Buckets. You say dropping nuggets. Stevie Buckets.
Dropping nuggets.
Stevie Buckets.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
First things first, thank you for tuning in on the podcast app, whichever one that you choose to use, and thank you for watching on YouTube. In the end, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you could always reach us, info@realrecoverytalk.com. Again, that's info@realrecoverytalk.com, and ultimately, we want to help you turn your mess into your message, right? Buckets.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Swish.
Yeah, good.
I've been killing it lately.
Ballin'.
Yep.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, congratulations to Nikki Sixx, by the way. You know why? Don't look at my notes.
I can guess.
What?
Celebrating some clean time.
23 years today, Nikki Sixx. Girls, girls, girls.
That Mexican pizza did you well. You got energy.
I know.
I thought you were dying after the thing, but all of a sudden you came to life.
Carbs. Got the
Carbs.
carbs. Nikki Sixx is, in fact, guitar player for Motley Crue.
That's right. Wait.
Yeah. Was he guitar?
Yeah, he was a guitar.
Yeah, guitar. Because then Vince Neil, singer, Tommy Lee Jones, drummer, or Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee Jones had. He did a lot. Fugitive,
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Yeah.
Nikki Sixx wasn't the bass player?
I don't know.
I think he was guitar. There was another guy. It's on the tip of my tongue. I remember the behind the music. He was the bass player.
You know what else happened today?
What?
The Gettysburg war at Gettysburg ended today. And I forget the year.
1865.
Is that when it was?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's when it ended.
Ben, will you Google that?
Right now, bro, I was right. Nikki Sixx was a bass.
Yeah, close enough. It's a guitar.
I would expect more from a Tony's
Who was
Lounge
Nick?
regular.
Was Nick Mars the guitarist then?
What was the other question? Gettysburg? I know
Yeah.
the Gettysburg Address was made by Abraham Lincoln. What?
1865. Check it out. That's what I'm
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 1865.
I'm going with, but now I'm just remembered the guitar player for Motley Crue, and I want to see if I was right. Nick Mars. That was correct.
Are you
Mick
talking about the
Mars,
Battle of
excuse me, Mick
Gettysburg?
Mars.
Mick Mars.
Mick Mars.
The Battle of Gettysburg.
When did it end?
Yeah.
And you just randomly know that it's 18 what?
1865. I'm almost certain, but it ended today. July 3rd, 1865, I believe.
I mean, I said the date. We literally got this on video.
I said today. You said 1865.
Yeah.
Bro, Steve, very close. 1863.
That's not that close.
Was
to
the
Green's.
end
Can we
date-
edit this to make it where I...
The end. Can we edit this?
Well,
to
the
make it
silverware
more-
ended. I should know this. I've been in a lot of the Civil War battlefields.
I'm big on. I've seen just about every war documentary on Amazon and Netflix that there is, but there's so much information to retain that. It's
Have you
just-
ever been to Gettysburg?
Yes, as a child, I have.
I have as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Me too.
I want to go back
Yeah, it's fun.
now that I'm older.
Yeah. We would go every summer.
Really?
My dad's a huge Civil War buff.
Did he do those things?
We watch reenactments, but that's not really his style. He just was like a historian on it.
Right on. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
So can I ask you guys something important?
Sure.
What's your thoughts on the Hawk Twa girl?
Seems like a nice young lady. her family's.
Steve got very awkward
I'm
right
sure her
there.
family's very proud. I don't know.
So for those of you that don't know, Hawktois.
I don't
what's her
even think you
name?
need to make an introduction. She's taking over the internet.
Is it hot
Internet.
chewy or hot twa?
It's Hawktois.
Is it?
Yeah.
We just lost like over half our viewers
Sound
right
like-
here bringing this up.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't say. Does she say Hawktui?
Tua.
Tua.
Hawktois.
Because
Hawktois,
there was a
made it
meme
French.
with Tua.
Huh?
Tua, the quarterback. There's a meme about it. It's Tua.
Oh yeah. That's right.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So she's finally came out of the woodwork. You know, like her and Loch Ness Monster. Bigfoot and Hawktua.
So I have to make because you brought this up on our podcast, I'm going to go the psychology side of it.
Boring.
I hope she's intelligent enough, or has enough guidance to know that something like this might be short-lived. Like, take the opportunity to make the money that she can, but like, don't let Hollywood and reality TV eat you up.
Yeah, like getting swept up. That's what I was saying, like, kind of before we started. Like, you can say no, you know? You can say no to everything because it's going to get crazy. And it might not be the healthiest thing long term.
Well, let's look at it from I can't believe you brought this up, dude.
I know.
Let's look at it from a substance abuse perspective. I think a pattern that we've seen with a lot of clients is they have a quick claim to fame or some sort of dream, something along those lines, where they have their identity has become something, and then all of a sudden they're not that identity. This girl's 21 from what I understand. Overnight, the whole world knows who she is, right? And you know, I did see like she's obviously all over social media. So I see on Facebook that Zach Bryan, the country singer, like brought her up on stage. Like, just overnight, she has access and celebrity status, and people are rolling out the red carpet for her. Like, hopefully she has enough guidance and sense to not get lost in that. Because, like, someone like me, if I was 21 and something similar happened like that, where, like, all of a sudden I'm a internet sensation, what I'm seeing with my alcoholic tendencies is, like, man, I'm celebrity status with the bars I'm going to. I'm partying with Zach Bryan and his band. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden one day you're not in the limelight anymore, and all you have left is your party and is the alcohol, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. Like, I got the sense she wasn't like destitute before. She probably doesn't need, I don't know, all the money that's going to come her way. I don't know, you know, and I know
If people don't take advantage of her.
Yeah, and look, I just comes with perspective of time, and she's 21 years old, and if I was if it was me and I was 21, I'd be dead with all the access and everything that's going to be happening, you know, and just all that money. But I don't know, the whole thing doesn't really sit well with me in terms of, like, I don't know. It's just like some sort of. So
are you happy for her? Or are you just, like,
Steve's very
feel bad?
concerned
Do you
for
feel
her.
bad for her?
No, I mean, I think I don't know what it says about this country. I don't want to get in a whole soapbox thing like this where this is like a PG program.
Doesn't
But she
have
got-
to be. I mean, it's not always.
I mean, let's
Speak
just
your
call
thoughts.
it what it is. She got famous for talking about how she likes to perform fellatio on a man. You know what I mean? Like, let's just, you know, like, she's gonna regret this. I think.
I can't believe you brought this up, Tom.
Hey,
I'm trying to, like, make it professional. Let's talk about the psychology side of it.
but I'm just saying. I think at the end of it's when in recovery. I think a lot of important. One of the important things I've learned is to look at the bigger picture of things. And again, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, because when I was 21, it would have been, and I was especially a 21-year-old woman. If that was me, that would have been the beginning of my end. You know. I'm just saying as perspective of a 39-year-old person who's, lived a little bit, and seen stuff and seen how this stuff can be very corrupting. And it started, and I guess what I'm trying to say is it started as a place of, it didn't start at like a good God-centered spiritual place. She didn't get famous for an act of some sort of, moral act. So what good is going to come out of this is what I'm saying.
Well, in defense of her, what's her name?
I forget.
Haley.
Haley?
Mm-hmm.
Haley something? In defense of her, she wasn't trying to get famous.
No, that's what I mean. In all fairness, exactly. She was outside of like a club or a bar or whatever it was, and some guy shoved a microphone in her face and asked her provocative questions, and she might have been or might not have been inebriated.
She was drinking.
Yeah, and that's a whole thing. That's like a very common thing. We see videos like this every single day, And now, so it's not. She seems fun. Like I'm not knocking at all her as a person. I think she seems very nice, and she seems like a kid.
If I had a suggestion for her, this is, and you could only give me like a sentence or two with her, it would be like, "Hey, please recognize that society is not going to recognize you for who you are, but what you are right now."
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like people are going to be looking at her to not as a person, but what can I get out of her status, so to speak. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she's a business opportunity for other people. Hence how many podcasts reached out to her and approached her. Right? Joe Rogan's talking about her. The production company in LA is working with her right now, if I understand correctly, to start her own reality show. She's a business opportunity. Rather than looking at her like a person, I just hope she has some good people in her corner.
And from what, though? But that's what I'm saying. From what? Like, people want Joe Rogan's interviewing, people are interviewing her. What interesting thing could there possibly gain from this?
Everything that we're going through right now.
And what do you mean?
I think that there's so much to gain from this because it highlights where we're at as a society, and it really highlights
Well, I agree with that.
If you want to call it opportunity, that like there's people out there that you know what? I was listening to Bill Maher last night, his podcast, which is really good. It's oh shoot, what's it called? What's his podcast called? Bill Maher's?
Sounds
he does it
Club something?
Club Random.
Yeah, that's right.
And he had Bill Burr on about a month ago. And Bill Burr was talking about how he just happened to be the one lucky enough to be able to sell out stadiums and stuff like that. But he's like, you know what? The people that I grew up with are far more funny than I am. And they weren't even trying to be funny. I have to go day by day, rehearse these jokes, do all the things that you have to do to be a very successful stand-up comedian. And there's people out there that have all the same talents as me, if not more, that are never found or never highlighted because that's the route that they didn't choose to go that route, so on and so forth. So I understand everything that you guys are saying, but I kind of look at it like, good for her. You know what I mean?
But what's the talent? That's the thing.
We don't know yet.
The talent sounds like a fast track to OnlyFans.
Could be.
I mean, she's, again, what's like, here's the thing though, like, it just reminds me very similar to like the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yes.
And that in so far, I don't know how she's doing now. I have just been in recovery. I have a little inside info. I'm going to leave it at that. But I do know it was like.
And she's from here.
Yes, but like it's been like a long road. Here's the thing: is when she's like the Catch Me Outside girl. We call it a freaking Catch Me Outside girl, and then that hawk to a girl or whatever. They're now living memes. Well, and if she was my friend, I would be concerned for her. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the Catch Me Outside girl, it's different circumstances. She was on Dr. Phil. She was known as this like chick that nobody, like, she was just like a thug.
I don't
You know
think
what I
that
mean?
this circumstance is any different.
I do. I do. I think that this girl, Hawk Tua, is from, you know, wherever she's from, obviously. So, you know, she has...
Tom, she has a name.
Yeah, what is it again?
Haley.
Haley.
I think it's Haley.
She has a serious opportunity. I'm not disagreeing with you guys that if she can harness it correctly but yeah, she is a business opportunity for a lot of people, but that's the way the world works.
I think what Steve's saying about the talent thing is as this moves forward, is this something that could carry on? Let me give an example. So if you remember Paris Hilton when we were like in high school,
yeah, and
center stage, every magazine. If you asked a 15-year-old girl today who Paris Hilton is, like they'll have no clue. I'm assuming, right? You see what I'm saying? Like where I hope that this young lady recognizes like she's on this high. I imagine she's on quite a high right now.
Yeah,
like that is a high. You know that a lot of people probably won't get to. Celebrities, they chase the fame, and then as soon as they're out of the limelight, the Olsen twins, for instance, they grew up in this limelight. Today they look freaking terrible and cracked out. So just being self-aware and having the mental health and guidance to recognize like, hey, this high might be temporary, kind of like a drug.
Yeah,
fame is a drug in itself. How many of our clients have an identity that they're trying to hang on to? Like we have clients come through here that are still like, 20 years ago I played college football for such and such team and we went to a national championship, and that's all they talk about.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, I'd hate to tell you, you didn't make the NFL. That's cool that you had that experience, but life has to go on beyond that.
That's a really good point, Ben, because it's like, we see that all the time, and they don't know who they are, and it's like they're trapped in that. And part of them knows that they shouldn't be, and I think that perpetuates the whole addiction cycle.
We see this a lot with military guys.
That's a great example.
So, and this makes me really sad. So we'll be talking to someone that they'll come in, you know, and on the front end, we know they're a veteran. It's always brought up in the pre-screen process. A lot of times if they have TRICARE, not a lot of times, like every time basically, if they have TRICARE insurance, they were a veteran. So we know that coming in. And how many times have we had circumstances where you sit a client down that's a veteran and they're talking about the military and that's all they talk about, and you would assume that they just got discharged from the military like a week ago. And then you're talking to them and it's like it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in this, and they've never built an identity past that. We see that with veterans. You know,
and then there's the shame of where they're at, you know, or where they're current, because no one comes in on a winning streak, obviously. So the current circumstances in life, there's a lot of shame, and it's just they never stay sober enough or clean enough to kind of cultivate a new identity, or someone who they're actually would take away the military credentials and take away a lot of that. They never kind of figure out who they are or are comfortable with who they are.
And here's the other thing too, like you can have this is a major risk issue too. I feel like this episode, because actually this ties into like some of the, I don't know, life experiences some people might have that either exacerbate their drug addiction or bring them into it. But where was I going with this? The fall from fame too that can happen. Like now, for instance, this girl is in the limelight. If she does something negative, it's all over the front pages. Thank God I wasn't a celebrity. With the stuff that I did that the paparazzi would have got on film, I would be mortified today. Some of the things when I was doing meth, bro, some of the stuff that I did, whew, you do weird stuff on meth.
See, I somewhat disagree with that because she didn't set the bar high. You know what I mean? Like again, going back to what Steve said, she didn't become famous from writing some sort of like philosophical book. You know what I mean? Or like
society will eat you up and spit you out regardless.
she got famous off of, you know, what Steve said. You have to rewind a few minutes to see what he said.
And let's just keep it real. How like her relationships going forward, and I feel weird kind of we're taking like a whole inventory on this chick, but it's what it is. It's, you know what I mean, it's like somehow it's the popular subject now for the last week and a half or whatever. But like all her relations, this is like there's just going to be things we're never going to know about. You know what I mean? Like she goes on a date with a guy. Does she really does he like me for me, or does he want to have the Hawk Tui experience, if you will? I just can't. Hey, you brought it up, bro. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, she might, you know what I mean? She might really regret this if she has trouble, you know, when she's 35 and has trouble, you know, settling down or whatever she wants to do in life. You know,
so to tie fair weather friends too.
Fair weather friends.
If I had an 8-ball of Coke in my pocket and I'm at the bar, how many friends do I have while I got that 8-ball again? Mm-hmm. A business opportunity or just an opportunity for other people. Let me tag along with this because she's in the limelight right now. Versus, again, like it's not, people are going to be attracted to her not for who she is as a human being, but what she is right now. And that's sad in a way, dude. It makes me sad that society's like that.
I don't feel sad for her at all. I'm sorry. I just don't. I think that she won a lottery ticket, and it's up to her how she manages.
You ever heard of the curse of the lottery?
Yeah, of course. But you know, I mean,
I don't think you're wrong.
I would love the opportunity. Give me the chance of.
But here's the thing. No, what's fucking crazy? Excuse my language. Edit that out. But know what's crazy? Like she scratched a lottery ticket. She didn't even want to scratch. She's almost forced into this. So she was not ready, so she didn't have the discipline for this fame. A lot of times famous people, it was through hard work and dedication and discipline to get where they got over some sort of talent. She never had that, so she didn't earn it. So it's almost like that scene in Jurassic Park when they're at the dinner table and they're talking about how, you know what I mean? Like they built on technology that they didn't earn. So now, you know what I mean? Next thing you know, the park went crazy. I'm just saying, she just, you know.
She didn't scratch the lottery ticket, but she is choosing to cash it in. In my opinion, I think good for her. Here's a good example. Hold your thought. Oliver Anthony. Mm-hmm. We all know Oliver Anthony.
Yes.
The one-hit wonder. He wrote
North of Richmond
song.
Yeah.
Where's he at? He chose to stay where he's at, like, from my understanding.
No, he's touring.
I don't think so.
Yeah, bro.
Well, he might be taking a break. I assume now he's like a touring musician. I think he just did a big, I don't know. I don't even know, but I saw him. I didn't see him, but I saw videos of him performing different places throughout the country.
Well, he was performing places before he even got famous, like at local things, but I remember him doing an interview talking about how he doesn't want all the fame and the accolades, and he's going to continue to live in the woods and do all the things. So she has that opportunity. Like, she stayed silent for a period of time, and, you know, who knows? People may have reached out to her and said, look, do you realize the opportunity that you have ahead of you or the curse that you have ahead of you? Who knows? We can all speculate, but listen, I think good for her.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, because you're not wrong. It could be a great opportunity. Again, but at 21, did I have the skills to manage something like that? It has the potential.
But you were banging heroin at 21.
And that's okay. So it could either be really good or really bad. The example that I was going to use, how many NFL players, NBA players get these multi-million-dollar contracts, and when they retire, they're absolutely broke because nobody taught them how to manage their money. The fact that they don't sit, and maybe they're starting to now, but like, dude, if the NFL, maybe they do. I'm going to research this after. If the NFL really cared about their players that make them money as an organization, I would like assign them a wealth manager to help them manage their money, teach them about taxes, make them take a class in HR.
I think they
in
have
the
to
NFL
have now because it was such a big problem. They do take some sort of like financial literacy class now. I'm pretty sure now, but it's like somewhat recent. I might be wrong, but
because they go buy a house that's equivalent to their salary, not realizing I'm going to owe a lot of money in taxes on this.
well, that's the thing. Immediately, like you get that signed that big rookie contract, and it's like half of it's just taken off right at the top through taxes, agent fees, lawyers, management. You know what I mean? Then everyone wants to buy the house and their mama a house. They do that. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, it's like really small, and that's only. And then you have your signing bonus, and you have what you're paid for the next. Depending on where you were drafted, say like if you're a first round pick, like 4 years with a team option. And if you didn't perform that, you ain't getting nothing, and you got to sign. And especially if you really didn't perform bad, you got to sign for maybe a couple $100,000. That's just a random number. Just not a lot. Pennies compared to what you were to the next team. And meanwhile, you have this lifestyle that you already try to like the car loans or the houses and all this stuff that you know what I mean.
Trying to keep up with the
it's a lot. It's a lot. And look, maybe the thing with this chick goes like complete. It may just goes fine, and then it's a 15 minutes of fame type of thing. 2 years from now, we forget about her. She's still going to live on her life. Is she okay with the spotlight not being away? And that's, you know what I mean? Maybe she will be. Maybe she won't be. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it would be in her best interest to get good at something. Mm-hmm. Whatever that is. If it's cooking, guaranteed she's going to have a cooking show somewhere. If it's singing, she can become a singer. If she's an artist in some capacity. Like, I think for her to really capitalize on this, it would be in her best interest to get good at something, because as of right now, she can go into any marketplace and succeed.
I mean, and maybe it's just it does seem to have a really nice personality, like funny, bubbly, extroverted. So maybe it's just being like kind of like look at like AC Slater from Saved by the Bell. He like pivoted really nicely from being like a big child star, and now he like does interviews and
does he? I haven't heard that name in forever.
What's his name? Mario Lopez?
Yeah, Mario Lopez.
No, he's built like
right.
a 30.
He did reality show.
Yeah,
hosting,
he has
right?
like a 30-year. He didn't like fall down from I believe he didn't fall down like the whole pit where he didn't end up some like celebrity rehab or sober house show or one of those like crazy downfall celebrity shows. Like he pivoted nicely to like Access Hollywood, stuff like that, like interviewing. You know what I mean? And has had seems to be a really successful career and a great life. It's, but I don't know. Obviously don't know him, but I think it starts with values and stuff like that. And maybe she'll just will have like a career like that,
What's that saying? To whom much is given,
much is required.
much is required.
That's a really good expression.
My mom said that line to me more than anything else in my entire life.
So she's going to be getting a lot, so, it's going to require a lot from her. Speaking of, we're not even going to go into our topic, but I think this was fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I cannot believe we just talked about this on our podcast.
Oh, who cares? You know what? We have loyal listeners, and they like to hear us and our thoughts maybe sometimes. We should do this more often.
I agree. I like that.
Yeah. I don't know if our listeners will stay with us, but
see how it goes.
Yeah. LeBron James signed 2 years for $101 million.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Is that crazy? $50 million a year.
I mean,
how old is he? 40?
I think he's going to be 40 this year. He's a year older than us or than me.
Who's the oldest basketball player to play? Not now, but like in general.
And ever?
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
He's got to be up there.
I mean, like Jordan was playing until he was like, I think early 40s, maybe 40.
How old is Brady when he retired?
45.
And how old was Favre?
Favre was like early 40s.
I mean, dude, that's impressive. Basketball, you get beat up, sure, like your knees, your ankles probably like starting to feel it, but to be Tom Brady's age and still playing football in the NFL, getting hit by them refrigerators.
Crazy.
That's impressive.
Not so much now. Now, I mean, you lay a finger on the quarterback and you get called for a penalty.
No, those guys get hurt though.
I know it's. I mean, it's definitely way less rough than it was when we were growing up, like watching. But like, they still get hit. You know what I mean? And your reaction time as a quarterback and reading the defense, and it was pretty incredible. He sustained that.
Like, think about it like this: those guys are professionals at hitting people. They're very good at it with their technique, and I'll relate it to this, Tom. Remember when Jared Gordon kicked you in the leg at like 10% and you were limping around the parking lot for 20 minutes crying?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's what they do. Like, even if like they have rules and stuff, but you're getting hit by someone that hits people for a living.
No, I agree.
With technique, like, bro, you're getting whacked.
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying
seeing Jared Gordon kick you was like one of the best moments of my life.
The quarterback in particular. I'm not talking about wide receivers, tight ends, any of those. The quarterback is like it's not anywhere near what it used to be. So, anyways, Steve, what are you doing for the 4th of July?
I don't know.
This episode is in fact coming out not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, and Ben and I will at this time be driving to the airport to board our flight to California to go record with Mind Pump.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah. You have anything you'd like us to share with them while we're out there, or no?
Nothing really particular. I mean,
Steve's a man of few words.
I don't know if any of them have martial art experience, but maybe how they balance. If they did say do, because I've been doing jiu-jitsu now for like 3 months, like balancing kind of weight training and all that with jiu-jitsu. If they have any tips, maybe.
Sal's a blue belt, I believe.
I didn't know that. That's
he did
awesome.
it for 6 years, I think.
Okay.
Do you have a bottle opener on the bottom of your shoe?
No.
Oh, it looked like one of them ones where the bottle opener's like in the sole.
That'd be pretty alcoholic of me.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
I had a pair of Vans that had a bottle opener on the bottom.
Sandals always had those. Yeah, you could get sandals with the bottle opener.
I had no idea that we had the technology. That's pretty crazy. But if you could pass that along and ask that, I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I'm going to be there.
No, 4th of July.
Oh, 4th of July? I don't know yet.
I guess I should have asked, how was your 4th of July? But it's tomorrow and this episode goes out. Yeah.
I'm just going to hang out at my pool. My kids are out of town. So.
Good, that's fine.
I got no plans.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, for what it's worth, I know this episode, we really didn't, we weren't very enlightening in terms of,
I don't feel like this is an episode like I can send to a mom and say, hey, this is our podcast.
Probably not.
No.
But it doesn't mean, I think it's okay to switch it up here and there,
Hey, but all of our friends in jail, they'll like this episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm still getting a lot of emails from the jails and prisons.
That's really
cool. And let me say this, because I feel terrible, and I don't know. Do you get emails like where they want you to sign up?
JPay?
Yeah, what is that? Because I'm reluctant to. Okay, here's the thing. If somebody from the jail can reach out to us in a way that, like, I don't know. I just don't. I feel weird, like it's encrypted or some crap. Like, is this how you communicate with inmates? Is this like a real thing?
Yes.
And we pay for it?
It's like 1-800-COLLECT.
You pay for the emails? I don't know. At any rate, we're getting them, and I have to figure out what or how to navigate this. Have you done it?
When I was in jail, there was a phone on the wall. There was none of this other stuff,
Yeah.
They didn't have JPay. Mm-hmm. So I can't speak to it. I got to look into it.
Well, for what it's worth, we're getting all the emails, and we're going to respond at some point. We just have to navigate that.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to reach out to these inmates, because there's a lot of them actually reaching out. And I feel bad because it's a one-way communication. Like, they're reaching out to us, but I mean, other than signing up and paying to talk to them, like, and I'll just be frank, we can't be paying to talk to all these people.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steve. You tired,
good.
Steve?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little sleepy.
All
I'm
right.
doing group tonight.
Huh?
I'm doing group tonight.
Oh, who's your speaker?
Tara, who was a guest on this podcast. I don't know what episode number it was, but
Whoa. That was a long time ago. That was
it?
like episode 70 something. Oh, no.
No, not Tara.
The other
C.
Tara. Yeah.
yeah, and I had her husband Adam, who was also a guest. He spoke last week, so it'll be kind of cool for the clients to connect the stories.
Tara S.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah, she was on the podcast. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun. All right. Well, hopefully, everybody had a good 4th of July, and you stayed sober on your 4th of July, even though we're recording this before the 4th of July. 4th of July has come and gone. And yeah. So anything else, Ben?
No. I was in deep thought for a second. I don't know about what, but
All right.
I'm back.
All right. That is it for this episode of Real Recovery Talk. Thank you for tuning in. In the end, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you could always reach us. info@realrecoverytalk.com. Again, that's info@realrecoverytalk.com. And ultimately, we want to help you turn your mess into your message. That is it. We will see y'all later.